Hello everyone. In this section, we are going to talk about the different options to create a user in Cisco Unity Connection. All right, so in the previous section, we talked about how to create a user manually, one user with the help of this add new button, and we can select the user type, the template, the name, first name, last name, extension, and so on. But that's not the general way of doing it, because in a typical enterprise you will have hundreds and thousands of end users for which you need to create and manage the voicemail. So let's do it in different ways which are much more convenient and faster. So one way to create the users is to import users from the directory, right? So every company has got their Active Directory servers or DC directory. So there's directory where the end users are created. And that directory is integrated with Cisco Unity Connection by the help of LDAP. So we can find the users with the help of Light Directory Access Protocol, which are available in the directory of the organization. So right now we see on this Unity connection, there are around 43 users which are available in this LDAP directory, right? So all we need to do is just go ahead and basically import the one we want to. So I would say user one, I selected it, and I could say import selected, or I could simply say import all, right? And it would import all the users in our Unity connection server. So you would see that user one with extension 2001 is not available right now. So there is no user as such with extension 2001. So let's import it. Select the LDAP directory. So do find users in LDAP directory, and we did just the blank search. And we want to create it as a voicemail user. So we're going to give it the template for voicemail user template. And we would say, okay, we want to create, let's list out more items because it's only displayed for around 25 users. All right, so this is the one, user one with extension 2001. So I would say import selected, please select a template. Oh, we missed it. Voicemail template, the user is selected, extension is also mentioned, import selected. It says importing users in progress and it's completed, number of success 1, number of failures 0. Now if we do a find here, we would not find that user 1 anymore. So let's do the listing to be more. And now you see that only 42 LDAP users in comparison to the last one, which was 43. Now user 1 is no longer here. It starts with user 2, and we can validate by going to the users page. And we would see our user 1 is just created. All right, so we can import all of them, and there could be hundreds of users. We can simply select them, choose the extension, validate that they look correct. We can mention their extensions, right? And select the voicemail template, fill in the extension numbers, right? And then import selected. We would see that all the users are imported successfully, just like we demonstrated in the last session. Now that's pretty straightforward, right? So this is the second way of creating the users by accessing the Active Directory users, which is already integrated with Unity Connection. Now for this import user to work, right, you must have your LDAP integration in place. So if you come down here under system setting LDAP, this configuration must be enabled, these three, the first three, in order for this import, which is this option here, to work. So let's go ahead and explore the LDAP setup. So first of all, LDAP setup, we would verify that this option is checked, and whichever directory services we are using in our infrastructure, that is selected. Most of the people use Microsoft Active Directory these days. All right, and we can say that LDAP attribute for user ID, SAM account name. We have got other options as well. Now let's go ahead and go to the LDAP directory configuration. We can do an add new, and just like these are done right here. So my Unity connection server is integrated with call manager servers, right, and UCCX server, right. So if we take a look right here, this is my call manager details. So there is an administrator user that is created in Cisco Unified Communication Manager or call manager, right? The password that we have put into the call manager is also provided right here. The user search base where all the users are located are mentioned, right? The sync option is performed every sync, every 7 days basically to avoid the performance issue. Now, some things, few fields are mapped directly right one to one, and few fields you have got an option to map it accordingly at the time of integration. All right, so this is done here, and you would see that this is the IP address of the FQDN of our directory service, right? And directory.abc.in, LDAP port 389. This is not secured, so we're using just the normal way, right? So LDAP authentication is also enabled here. This is also one of the important thing. Okay, so LDAP integration is not enabled for users. So if we want that the users must be authenticated through their directory services, we can just check it and save it, and it's gonna go ahead and this is our LDAP server 10.10.20.100, which is the directory server basically. Uh, and this is gonna pull it from there. Basically, the authentication for the users would be just like whatever password they use to log into their Windows, they'll be able to log into their voicemail as well. So this is the second option, what we discussed about import user with the help of LDAP directory. Now the third option is, as an administrator, you must know this option because this is something what you would do day in, day out for your new customers or old customers. This is called bulk administration tool. So the BAT tool basically allows you to add new users or update new users or delete new users, uh, you know, in Cisco Unity Connection in bulk. So you've got hundreds and thousands of voicemail users to be created, deleted, or updated. You can come down here at this page, bulk administration tool, which in short is called BAT tool, BAT, and perform that option. So in order to create a couple of test users, in this demonstration, we can go ahead and first of all do export and choose user with voicemail. And then we could say users with mailbox. Okay. So export user with mailbox. We don't want other stuff. Submit, and Unity connection would process our request, and we would, because there are very less voicemail users, so only 6 voicemail users with mailbox. So let's download the export file here, show in the folder. Okay, so I'm gonna rename it to .csv because I forgot to do that there, but never mind. Let's open it. Okay, now we're not concerned about everything and anything except a few fields. So I'm just gonna hide everything except what I need. So I definitely need alias, and then I don't need anything of this, but I need the first name. So I'm hiding from B to N. I'm just letting O right there. hide. And then I do not need initial, I do not need language, so I would say hide. Then I definitely need the last name, right? And then I do not need anything of the sort. Then I need the extension, so I'm just hiding these all. So I've got alias, first name, last name, extension. Then I don't need any of these except uh, there is one option called, one second, list in directory. This one, this thing I need. Rest of the options I'm just gonna go ahead and hide. And there you go. I don't need these all information. Just gonna hide it. Okay. Now I have got, oops, sorry. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items. I'm gonna copy them, create a new file, Control N I did, and then I'm just pasting the values only. Oh, sorry. User with voice mailbox. Oops, where is that? User with voice mailbox. Copy, and then let's go to the book here. Paste now 1, 2, 3 values. What do I get? No. Right. Okay, I'm not getting the. I basically just need to copy these all, right? So I'm not able to copy it, but I'm still trying. Now it's giving me everything. Never mind. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna copy these items: alias, first name, last name, right? Or let's leave it like this, right? Delete all of them, everything, right? Just gonna, let's add what we need here. Okay, so let's say our user is user 1, 2, 3. That's the alias. First name is user, last name is 1, 2, 3. Extension is, let's say, 753.159. List in that directory? Yes, we need this to be listed. All right, now we're gonna just save it as. I'm gonna add 2 here, user with mailbox 2, and it's a CSV file. So I'm gonna say yes. Yes, I wanna keep this. Don't save. Now let's go to the Unity now, and let's do this time under bulk administration tool, create user with mailbox, user template, yes, voicemail, right? And let's choose the file, user with voice mailbox too. So I'm gonna do create user with user with mailbox, and we want to do it with voicemail user template. We have selected this user with oops, sorry, mailbox2.csv file. In case it does not work, we're gonna get it under fail dog file. Now I'm gonna submit it, and let's see if we are able to create the user. Current successful is 1, a number of failures 2. We can see the failed object files to see what went wrong. And I'm gonna say, let's read it out. All right, so there are some problem that has happened with the file, but let's see if we have got our uh, user test user, right, that we created uh, in Unity connection. All right, perfect. So we have got user 123 with extension 753159, user 123, user 123. All right, perfect. So this is one user that I added. You can have hundreds and thousands of users in the Excel file format, and based on a template you can create. So your life becomes easy, right? So you export the user so that you have got the proper format, and based on these few fields, right? Alias, first name, last name, and extension, right? And then your list in directory, which was uh, right here. These are the options that are mandatory for you to put in, and once you have them fed in, you can select the template and create hundreds and thousands of users in one go. So we created the user manually, then we created the user by importing them, and then the third way of doing it is by syncing the users from the call manager itself. But there's a prerequisite to it that we must have AXL remote server configured, which is configured right here under, I think, phone system. So we got to go to the phone system, choose our connection, and go right here under edit, Cisco Unified Communication Manager AXL server, and username, password, and add the AXL server, which is like our call manager server. So we'll have to provide the IP address of our server and administrator password, right? And then we can just save it. Once the AXL integration is done, we can also sync the users that are created in Cisco uh, Communication Manager server. So this is going to be the fourth way of syncing the users. So we created the user one by one by adding the users from the user page. We created the user by importing them from LDAP directory. And then we also discussed about we can sync the users from call manager server, and they can also be created right here. All right, so I hope you liked the session, and uh, I hope you had understood how we can create, import, and sync users from directory, call manager, how we can create them manually, and hope you'll utilize that in your job. Thanks again. Have a nice day ahead.